Okay, last question. What kinds of resources can institutions offer early career digital historians, particularly institutions that don't have digital history or humanities centers, and where can digital historians find important communities and resources outside their institutions? So in keeping with my response on the last question, I think there is value to sort of institutional support for things like, systems and sort of software and infrastructure, time on supercomputers and all sorts of stuff like that. But I think most of the innovative work in digital history is happening on rather lightweight, small kinds of tools and systems. And so I think a lot of the value there that institutions can provide is sort of more about connecting people with resources that already exist on the web, or sort of supporting them in developing their own skills, exposing people to a lot of different ideas. So things like seminar series, Myths, the Maryland Institute for Technology and the Humanities has an amazing digital dialogue seminar series where they bring different folks in to talk about their work and share what they're working on. I'd add that I think stronger connections with folks who aren't necessarily, tenure track faculty is a great idea too. So thinking about how to empower librarians, archivists, curators, IT folks, people in different departments, ways to get those people to know about each other, sort of brainstorm, plan things, work on grant proposals. That kind of stuff is really helpful. So sort of thinking about how to remake the institutions to be more of a platform for people to do interesting work and sort of support them in doing that, not necessarily dictating how work gets done, but making resources easily available, and particularly the most important resource being people's time. Now the second part of that question about finding folks outside of their institutions or resources outside of their institutions, I definitely think anybody who wants to be doing digital history should be on Twitter, following various I'd get on there and look at who Dan Cohen follows, I'm TJ Owens on there, who the other members of the panel are following on Twitter. Start following those folks and sort of work from there. There's also some great guidance on things like a bunch of different sort of guidance on academic Twitter use. Along with that, I'd suggest making your own blog to start sort of sharing ideas about your work and following a lot of other people's blogs. Again, if you're using Twitter, you'll find a lot of RSS feeds that are great things to be following to stay up to date on what kinds of work people are doing. I'd look for that camps that you could go to. They're really great for connecting with other folks interested in your work, and also just at sort of getting a full sheep dip in an array of really exciting and different kinds of projects people are working on. And then if you have them, look through things like Meetup for area events. In DC, I and a few colleagues at the library started a thing called DCD8, or DCHDC, I'm going to get it right, which is a digital cultural heritage for DC event. We meet up monthly at a bar in DC and do a couple of lightning talks from folks working at cultural heritage organizations, academics, researchers, etc., to try and sort of build community around the work that we're doing, the digital work we're doing in the metro area. So if your region has one of those, join it. Otherwise, think about starting it. So those are my suggestions. Thanks.